of this video is to turn a guitar player into a bass player in less than 5 minutes. Now, you're not going to be a great bass player, but you should be able to jam with your friends or play in a church band like I do, or maybe just lay down some good bass lines for a garage band. We've only got 5 minutes, so let's get started. Although you can play the bass with a pick, I think it always sounds better with your fingers. We're going to use these two fingers in an alternating pattern. When we're playing the top string, our thumb rests on the pickup. When we play lower strings, the thumb rests on the top string, acting both as an anchor and muting the top string. Let's move on to the left hand. The first thing you need to learn is that the strings on a 4-string bass are tuned exactly like the top 4 strings on a guitar. E, A, D, and G. We're going to play the bass from chords just like we do the guitar. Unlike the guitar, we're only going to play one note at a time, usually the root note for the chord. The root note is usually the lowest note you're allowed to play on a chord. So on a G, it's this one. On a C, it's this one. And on a D, it's this one. A little out of tune. Because the strings on the bass are the same as the top 4 strings on the guitar, we can use the chord positions we already know. This is a G, and this is a C. This is an A minor, or an A major, and this is a D. So it's this. Let me show you what I call the box position. It's exactly the same as the bar or power chord on the guitar. Just as on the guitar you can play a G like this, you can position your fingers on the bass, first on the G root, and the next 2 fingers 2 frets over on the next 2 strings. Now you've got 3 different notes you can play for a G. If you move it up here, it's an A. Down here, it's a D. Some music, like punk, which I love, will let you get away with just playing the root note most of the time. But everybody likes a moving bass line, and what makes a bass line move are transition or passing notes. Those are notes that we play between chord changes. Let's use the example of a chord progression that goes C, A minor, F, G. Playing just that, you get by itself it sounds a bit dull, but let's put a B between the C and the A minor, and a G between the A and the F. Now that sounds a lot more interesting. Now we don't have time in our 5 minutes to go into a lot of rhythm, but I do want to give you 3 tips. First, try concentrating on playing on the 1st and the 3rd beat. Second, if you're playing with a drummer, listen to what the kick is doing and get in sync with the kick drum. Third and finally, listen to the kind of music that you like and listen for the bass. You're going to find that the bass is what sets the sound apart. In punk, for instance, the bass plays on every single beat and it plays the root note. In reggae, it's the notes that the bass doesn't play that make the bass line stand out. One last tip. If you act like a bass player, even if you don't sound great, you'll pull it off. Truth is, I'd rather be playing guitar.